Today we got to show some love to the crew over at Fifth Gear Automotive. Because let's be honest, finding an honest mechanic these days feels a little like online dating. Everybody says they're trustworthy. Then somehow your check engine light turns into a second mortgage. Not at Fifth Gear. These guys have been taking care of North Texas since 2004, delivering premium service for domestic, import, and European vehicles with a 3-year/36,000-mile warranty, which honestly feels like the automotive version of someone finally saying, "Nah, we got you." Started by Rick Sr. and Bill on the sidelines of a North Texas sports field, which feels very Texas, honestly. With Ricky Jr.'s leadership and guidance alongside Bill, Fifth Gear has grown from a few Porsche clients at a small Texaco station into a trusted family-owned company with 7 locations across North Texas. And can we take a second to talk about Caesar? Listen, the man has done an incredible job getting the Fifth Gear name out there. Marketing, relationships, hustle. The dude has been putting in work, with his mentor Captain John laying down the template. Now, Sloan wanted to jump in here because apparently professionalism lasted about 12 seconds.
Can I just say, Caesar being the sexy guy of the group has absolutely not hurt brand awareness. And while we're here, shout out to Matt over at McKinney for apparently deciding to grow the kind of beard that makes women suddenly ask unnecessary questions about oil changes. I'm just saying, the girls are gonna notice.
See, this is why HR departments stay nervous around Sloan. But seriously, what Fifth Gear has built is impressive. They've created something rare in the automotive world. Honesty, transparency, trust, and people who actually care whether your car survives another Texas summer. If you're in Louisville, McKinney, Frisco, Plano, Flower Mound, Allen, Denton, Keller, Southlake, or anywhere around North Texas, and your car is making sounds that feel expensive, go see the boys at Fifth Gear Automotive. Tell them Sound Off Live sent you. Now, let's get to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, soccer fans, football fanatics, and Americans who become emotionally invested in soccer every 4 years like they weren't ignoring it 3 Tuesdays ago. And no, I'm not talking about you snobby Chelsea fan who wears your kit to the pub at 6 a.m. every Saturday to watch Chelsea play Walsall for the 7th round of the FA Cup. I know you're the serious deal. But welcome back to Sound Off Live to everyone else. I'm Ryder, alongside the crew, Ethan, Santiago, and our new girl, Sloan. We had to fire Gianna. She picked up her 5th felony, and even we have standards around here, so bye, Gianna. The World Cup is officially here. You know we're going to give you a World Cup edition. The biggest tournament on the planet is here in our front yard. You better get ready to embrace it. Mexico has announced their squad. The United States roster is locked in. Canada's lurking like the annoying little brother nobody saw coming. And the biggest question is simple. Who's making the deepest run in 2026? And Santiago, before we even start, can Mexico finally break the curse?
Brother, don't start with me already. First of all, it's coming home to Mexico. We got the World Cup at home. Estadio Azteca, El Tri, Javier Aguirre. This ain't some random World Cup in Qatar or Russia. This is Mexico. You hear the crowd in Azteca? People don't understand that stadium. That stadium doesn't shake, it breathes football. But I just want to remind everyone I'm Colombian and just representing for the Spanish-speaking Bato Locos.
Well, that was awkward. You just had every Mexican jumping up and down until they realized you were Pablo Escobar's little brother. Okay. Let's pump the brakes a little because every 4 years, Mexico fans tell us this is the squad. Then round of 16 hits and everybody starts tweeting sad mariachi memes.
Can I just say, soccer is the only sport where fans act like they're in a toxic relationship and somehow keep coming back. Like Santiago, adorable, talented, emotionally stressed, which honestly, kinda my type. But can we just get to the part where we talk about what teams this summer will have the cutest guys?
That's called passion, Sloan. Ryder, where did you find this girl? You people call it emotional instability. We call it being Hispanic.
All right, let's break down the roster. Javier Aguirre officially revealed Mexico's 26-man squad, and after the Ghana match, 6 players got cut. Some brutal decisions. Let's start with goalkeeper because this one's fascinating. You got Guillermo Ochoa, Raul Rangel, Carlos Acevedo, and Ethan. Let me ask you, is Ochoa actually starting?
Emotionally, yes. Logically, I don't know. Because every World Cup we do this. Ochoa turns into prime Superman once every 4 years. Like this man sees a World Cup logo and suddenly becomes impossible to score on. But Raul Rangel has serious upside.
No, stop. Respectfully, stop. Memo Ochoa starts. This is potentially his 4th World Cup, maybe final mission. You don't bring Ochoa to sit. This man has saved Mexico more times than customer service at Taco Bell.
I don't even watch Mexico soccer like that, and somehow I know who Ochoa is. That hair alone deserves respect. But he has been around a while. What is he, 40 years old? You know, though, the USA is running some shady keepers out there. I wouldn't mind running Tim Howard back out there. Just saying, boys. Have y'all seen him in that underwear ad?
Whoa, PG Sloan. Girls acting like it's Saturday night at Billy Bob's again. Okay, back to the topic. Let's talk backline. Cesar Montes, Johan Vasquez, Israel Reyes, Jorge Sanchez, Jesus Gallardo, Julian Araujo, Mateo Chavez. Santiago, confident?
Actually, yes. Montez and Johan Vasquez are solid. They're physical. They understand international football. And Gallardo gives you experience. My concern? Fullback depth. Against elite teams, pace can hurt Mexico.
That's exactly the issue. Mexico's defense is organized. But are they stopping France, England, Argentina, Brazil? That's where I hesitate.
But here's the thing. Playing at home changes everything. Momentum matters. Crowd matters. Pressure matters. And I think people underestimate how dangerous Mexico becomes when the country believes. Midfield, the heartbeat. Captain Edson Alvarez, Orbelín Pineda, Luis Chavez, Alexis Vega, Roberto Alvarado, Carlos Rodriguez. And for me, Edson Alvarez is everything.
Absolutely. He's the engine. He's the leader, the destroyer in midfield. Without him, this squad feels shaky. With him, Mexico feels dangerous. And don't sleep on Orbelín Pineda. That dude creates. He sees things others don't. You need creativity in tournament football because sometimes you only get one chance, one pass, one moment.
Look, if you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? Yo, his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, huh?
Oh dear, we got Eminem over here.
Okay, but can somebody explain soccer midfielders to casual fans? Because y'all make it sound like they're surgeons. And if you tee me up, I'm gonna knock it out.
Honestly, they kind of are. Bad midfield, you're dead. Great midfield, you suddenly think your team can beat anybody. Now let's talk attack because this is where things get spicy. Raúl Jiménez, Santiago Jiménez, Hirving Lozano, Henry Martín, Alexis Vega, Germán Berterame, Uriel Antuna. Question, who starts at striker?
I think it has to be Santiago Jiménez. Best finisher, most upside, most complete option.
Agreed, but hear me out. Raúl Jiménez off the bench? That changes games. Veteran experience, big moment player. And Chucky Lozano? If he's healthy and dangerous, watch out.
Mexico's ceiling depends on one thing. Can they score enough goals? Because defensively, they'll compete. Emotionally, they'll fight. But goals win tournaments. Now let's pivot. Because America said, hey, Mexico, not so fast. Mauricio Pochettino's USA squad? Interesting. You got Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Tim Weah, Malik Tillman, Folarin Balogun, and some surprise names made the cut.
The biggest story, Gio Reyna making it. Because Pochettino said if you're not playing for your club, you're probably not making the team. Then suddenly, actually, Gio's special. That feels like every coach ever. We have standards, unless you're talented.
USA has talent, I'll give you all that. But Mexico has soul. See, that's the debate. USA might be more complete. Mexico might be more dangerous emotionally. Because World Cups, they're weird. Momentum changes everything. I'm telling y'all, Mexico starting off on home soil, that's giving this team a life that most won't understand. The USA, once again, because of your silly federation, you're on the West Coast. You're basically playing 2 matches in Mexico, aka California, and 1 match in Seattle, aka Canada. Both 2 cities that absolutely hate the United States. It's almost laughable how much of a mess the US Soccer Federation is in today, especially with how they schedule. You might as well have just put your base camp in Juarez. But before we go any further, I think it's important for a lot of our listeners to give an England preview as well. You know, the country that invented soccer and has spent roughly 60 years apologizing for it?
Hey, relax. England fans are already stressed enough. These people wake up nervous. England could beat Panama 6-0 and their fans would still be like, yeah, but can we do it on a rainy Tuesday in the round of 16? England fans are fascinating because every tournament starts the exact same way. First week, it's coming home. Second week, actually, the back line worries me. Third week, fire everybody. It's like watching emotional turbulence in real time.
Yeah, and somehow England fans still act like they're entering the Hunger Games. You'd think Thomas Tuchel personally walked into London and announced, "Good news, everyone. We'll be experimenting emotionally."
Okay, but this England team is loaded. Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka, Foden. I mean, talent-wise, this is one of the best squads in the world. They went perfect in qualifying. 8 wins, 22 goals, didn't concede a single goal. Tuchel's interesting, though. Champions League winner, tournament manager. England finally said, you know what? Maybe let's get somebody who's actually won things, even if he is German.
Wow. I've heard lots has changed in England. I guess so if they are not allowing a German to manage their national team. Queen Elizabeth's country looks so different.
That still cracks me up. England, of all countries, hired a German to fix English football. That's like America hiring Gordon Ramsay to explain cheeseburgers. Like, we know this feels uncomfortable, but please yell at us until we improve. England should absolutely win this group, though. Croatia is dangerous, Ghana is athletic, Panama is improving, but England should top Group L.
Should is a dangerous word with England. England is like that really attractive person who somehow keeps dating chaos. On paper, perfect. In reality, you're like, why are we struggling against a country with 4 million people and 1 professional left back? England-Croatia is the blockbuster game, though. That opener is huge. Because if England lose that one, the pressure meter goes from slightly nervous to national emergency.
Oh, absolutely. English sports media is undefeated. One bad pass and suddenly headlines are, is football broken? Has society failed? Does Jude Bellingham secretly hate joy? I'll still pencil England into the semis.
I got England doing what England does best, giving everybody hope. Then making the nation collectively stare into the distance by the round of 16. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying history has entered the chat.
You are so disrespectful. Let's get back to North America.
Rapid fire. How far does Mexico go?
Quarterfinals if everything breaks right. Round of 16 if we're being realistic.
Nah, quarterfinals minimum. This curse ends. Home soil changes everything.
I think y'all are setting yourselves up for emotional damage, but I'll say quarterfinals because Santiago scared me. Wait, on second thought, it's Mexico. I'm gonna have them going out in the round of 32.
All right, and how about the USA?
America somehow always finds a way to stress everybody out, but I'm going to give them the round of 16.
Round of 16. But Mexico goes further. And Sloan, you're a hater. Oh, and let me add, Colombia will be in the semifinals.
USA is in the quarterfinals. Best roster of the hosts.
All right, Sound Off family, we want to hear from you. Who goes furthest in 2026? USA? Mexico? Canada? Canada is probably out in the round of 32. And most importantly, can El Tri finally break the round of 16 curse? Drop your predictions, hit subscribe, and remember, the World Cup isn't coming, it's here. We'll catch y'all next time on Sound Off Live. Last, have you seen the new World Cup shirts we got out? Head over to the website. We got your favorite country, so it's time for you to grab it now and represent. Lastly, what do you think of our new girl, Sloan North?
Amazing. Why is that even a question?